first Facebook live chat, and I am like hoping everything works well and you can hear me well. So happy with that. Um, so why am I doing this chat? Usually I'm a post it, write it, comments, blog it, send a newsletter, and I've just kind of like kept away from doing anything video. I do video once in a while, but I'm thinking, okay, video seems to be what people like. It's more interactive. You can ask me questions wherever you are in the world, because I know we have people in England, we have people right here in Canada, we have people in the States, we have people, like I said, Nigeria, everywhere. So I think this would be a great opportunity to be able to chat with people live. So my focus today is a 30-minute call, and I want to go through, how we can go about setting goals for 2017 that will, about creating the right foundation and putting us in the right place to help us achieve our goals. So I will be answering questions, but what I'll do is spend the first 30 minutes just going through the material that I have and sharing with you. So ask questions along the way, drop comments in the box. If you like something I'm saying, just give a thumbs up, let me know. Just interact with me. I will be checking the comments as I go along. So I'm looking forward to this. So let me get started. So the first question that, I thought about, and I think about that every year, and it's something that when I'm speaking with my clients, when I'm coaching people, when I'm talking about this on the stages, why do we struggle with achieving our goals? Why is it that year after year we sometimes find ourselves carrying over the goals we had from the previous year or goals we had from 2 years ago? It could be financial, it could be about our careers, it could be about starting a business, it could be about weight loss. That's my biggest struggle, weight loss. And people who really know me and have followed my page for a long time, you probably know about my success with weight loss, which I have been very successful. But one way or the other, and really comes down to all around mindset, and some struggles I had. I put on this weight, but it was a goal I had last year to lose this weight, and I struggled with it. So everybody struggles with these goals that they may have. So why is it that we would struggle with a goal that we have? Why are you struggling with a goal that you have, and what can you do differently? The first thing that I want us to talk about is reflection. So ask yourself this: have you spent any time towards the end of the year or so far in 2017 reflecting on the kind of year you had? Have you spent time reflecting on those goals that you've previously had and why you struggle to perhaps achieve those goals? It all comes down to self-awareness. There's a certain level of self-awareness that we must have about ourselves in order to be able to achieve our goals. So what have you done with regards to achieving your goals? I just want to make sure everybody's following me. If you're still there, just make a comment, and I don't want to lose anybody on this live chat because I can see it, but I'm not too sure whether everybody is going along with me. So I'll assume we're good. So have you spent any time reflecting on your goals? If you've spent some time reflecting on your goals, just say yes. Let me see. I'd like to see, who's done any type of reflection in the last month going into 2017. Has anybody done any type of reflection? If you have, just do a thumbs up or say yes, tell me about the reflection. So the first thing we need to do is reflect on our goals. Why did we achieve the goals that we achieved, and why did we not achieve the ones that we haven't achieved? It's important that we take time out to reflect on how our year went. How did we go about the goal? And for the ones that we were successful at achieving, we have to identify what made the difference. Why were we successful in achieving those goals? That is very, very key, because if we can find what the winning factor is with regards to achieving our goals, that way we can replicate it again. So if you can identify that because of this reason or not, because of my dedication, because I set aside 30 minutes each day to do this, because I found myself spending time with the right people day in, day out, because I read a lot, because I went for networking events, because I went to the gym regularly, because I changed the way I went grocery shopping, because I changed certain activities, that was why I was successful. If you're able to identify the winning factor, then you can replicate that winning factor towards achieving your goals again and again. And if you weren't successful, you still have to look back at it and say, why was I not successful with that goal? Where did I struggle? And this is very, very important in terms of reflecting and self-awareness, is because sometimes it's easy to blame outside factors why we haven't achieved our goals. Oh, I didn't achieve that goal because I didn't get a chance. Oh, I didn't achieve that goal because I'm in the wrong city. Oh, I didn't achieve that goal because my mother, my dad, my sister, my husband, my colleague, because my boss doesn't like me. We need to take ownership and accountability and responsibility for ourselves in understanding, why did I not achieve my goal in 2016, and what do I need to do differently in 2017 in order to make sure that I don't face the same barriers. So the first thing we need to do is reflect. If you haven't spent any time reflecting, I encourage you, go back to the table, reflect on your goals, reflect on how 2016 went and what we're going to do differently in 2017. The next thing I want to share, which is a winning factor towards achieving our goals, is desire. As minor as desire may sound, and we think, what does desire have to do with achieving our goals? It's very, very key. I remember asking somebody once, she kept on saying to me, I'm really struggling with achieving this goal. I'm really struggling with achieving this goal. I want to do it. I really want it, but I keep on struggling. I can't do it. And I said, okay, tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want this? She said, okay, maybe an 8. And I said, okay, good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much work and sacrifice are you prepared to put into this goal? She said 4, 5. There was an imbalance there. It was way imbalanced. If we want to succeed at any goal, we have to be absolutely passionate and adamant about achieving that goal. The higher that goal is, the higher the bar the goal is, the more work you need to put in. If you want to see yourself achieving your goals in 2017, the thing you need to do is ensure that your desire is at 10. Your desire has to be the driving force towards which you go in achieving what it is you need to do. And guess where your effort, sacrifice has to be? It has to be above a 10. The work that you will need to put in to achieving that goal will have to be beyond a 10. Because you know what? There are going to be challenges. You're going to get tired sometimes. You're going to lose focus. So the only thing that will keep you going, even when you don't feel like going, is just being focused, laser focused on achieving what it is you need to do. And that's why your sacrifice, the effort, and everything you need to put in has to exceed even your desire to achieve those goals. The third thing that I'm about to focus on, which is very, very important, is clarity. Clarity is really, really key in us achieving our goals in terms of how we set our goals. How many of us here have set our goals? So if you've set your goal, say yes. If you haven't set your goals, say no. Just let me know. I want to get a feel. Have we written out our goals? Or if we're about to write our goals, say about to write the goals. If we're thinking about writing it, if we're having struggles with writing it, give me a sense of it. Just send it. I would love to hear from you. Okay, Valerie's written her goals. That's awesome. Yeah, Kim said desire is the driving force. Got that. Kim, yes, you've written your goals. Awesome. So for those people who have written their goals, and I see Folak here said, yes, all smartly written. So we're going to do a litmus test. So for those people that have written their goals, fantastic. What we're going to do is talk through the goals you've written and review it and say, have I written and set out my goals in a way that will help me to achieve my goals? That's the question that I want you to answer today. I've posted some templates on the website. So if you go to my webpage, I don't want to lose you, so you can check it out later. But I posted some things earlier. So here's what I did earlier. So the first thing that we need to do with any goal that we have, the starting place of any goal is our vision, our purpose. Why are we doing this in the first place? What is it we want in life? That is the very, very first thing. So in this template I have, which is called the personal roadmap, I talk about vision, having a clear vision for what we want for our lives. You know, is it with regards to our businesses? Is it with regards to our family life? Is it with regards to our relationships? Is it with regards to our finances? It's having that long-term vision of where it is that we want to go. That is the starting point. The reason why I say vision is the starting point is unless you have a clear vision about your goals, every goal you write is not going to be strongly anchored on the right and firm foundation. Because every time we experience challenges, every time we experience some type of diversion, sometimes we have tough decisions to make, it will always come down to what do I want for myself in my life. Imagine getting an opportunity for you to have a new job in a new city, whereby you have to move out of Canada or Nigeria or the States. If you don't have a clear picture in terms of how you picture your life and where you want to be, it will be very difficult for you to make that decision in a way that you benefit from it to see the results you want. So you can make goals. You can make goals to say, I want this job. But what if you got this fantastic job? Is it in line with your vision? So the vision is that anchor upon which we start to build our goals. The next thing I want to talk about, and if you've seen the templates on the website, it's on there. After you have your vision, you now take that vision into the next line. So the first thing you do is write your vision. Then next to it, you put, what are the goal statements around my vision? Your goal statements, written in the positive, could be along the lines of, I am starting my business this year, 2017. It could be around losing weight. I am losing 20 pounds this year. It could be I'm starting a new job in a specific area. It could be I am going to get rid of my debt and clear my debts. It could be financial. So look at your goal areas. So your goals could come from any of the different areas, from your finances to your family life to your health. So there are different areas to which you can make your goal. But one thing that I do advise is keep your goals to the minimum. Keep your goals to about four. If we're talking year-long goals that you really want to focus, keep it to 4 or 5. For me this year, I think I put my goals to my key goals to 3 goals. 3 goals that I have written on my vision board. So it's on my vision board whereby I look at it and say, that's my goal. What are those goals? That's what I wake up every morning focused on. So if you don't have a vision board, you can even write it on your mirror. So I have mine written on my mirror. I just moved. So I have it written on my mirror. So what's very interesting is that when my friends come to visit me and then maybe they're looking around my place and they're going to my bathroom and they look at my mirror and they're like, oh, what's there? They want to start reading it. And I just, get them out. I just pushed them out of the bathroom. I said, no, it's mine. So on my mirror, I have my goals written. I have my affirmations. I write down my affirmations each day in terms of what I want to focus on. Somebody's asked a question, what's a vision board? So I'm going to talk quickly about a vision board before I move forward, because I'm not going to touch on it later. A vision board is really how you see your life. So some people they get a big board. They cut out pictures, which are their aspirations. So it could be career-wise. They find a picture of what they feel their ideal career looks like. and then they put it there. Some people aspire to be like Oprah, so they have a picture of Oprah. Some people aspire to be like Bill Gates, in the technology world, so they have a picture of Bill Gates. Some people create a picture of themselves. Some people have a weight loss goal, so they visualize themselves as that, and they put a picture in terms of what their future self would look like because they're visualizing it. I talk about visualization and the power of visualization in my book, because the more we can connect our mind to what the future looks like, that's where we're focused and that's where we're driving towards. So people get pictures of what their aspirations and what their goals are, and what their purpose in life. It could be spiritual, what they see themselves doing. For me, it could be a Proverbs 38, Proverbs 31 woman that I aspire to be. So I might put something around Proverbs 31, written boldly on my vision board, because that's my focus in terms of what I'm driving towards. And some people just have their affirmations written on the mirror, so that every morning they look at it. What's most important is that it's helping you to focus in terms of where it is that you're driving towards. So once you have your goal statements written out in terms of what you're aspiring towards, the next thing that you want to really consider is your why. Why are you doing it? So this ties back very much to your vision in the first place. Why? Your why is very, very important, because guess what? Life is going to happen. You're going to get distracted. It could be sickness in the family. It could even be a wedding. You get married, so it doesn't necessarily have to be maybe a negative thing. You could get married, and that just takes your focus away, and you're there planning a wedding, so you get distracted in terms of what's your the main thing you're focused on. Anything in life could happen to distract you, or you could just face very challenging situations when you're trying to achieve your goals. But once you have a very strong why that resonates deeply from within you on why you're focused or driving towards a particular goal, then it becomes easier to remain laser focused. Why are you doing it? Is it because it makes you happy? Why are you doing it? Is it because it brings you fulfillment? Is it because you've identified it as your purpose in life? Is it because you're trying to build a future for your family, for your loved ones, for your children? Why are you doing it? Why are you trying to get out of debt? Why is it important? Are you trying to, be financially free so that you don't have, you don't have all the people calling you on the phone every time somebody calls you, like, who is that unknown? I'm not picking up the call because you're owing money. Is it because, you're trying to get out of a difficult financial situation? It's going to get really, 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 really difficult. So take, for instance, for me, maybe one of my goals that I will share with is that I see myself as wanting to lose weight. What's my strong why? Because why I want to lose weight? I want to lose weight because I want to get back into my clothes. I want to lose weight because of health reasons. It's affecting my health. I want to lose weight because of it affects maybe my knee, So there might be very strong reasons why you want to do something. So you have to identify your why. So remember, we've gone from having a clear vision and purpose in terms of what it is that we're doing. From your vision and purpose, you go to your goal statement, having a broad idea of what it is you want to do. And then you move to your why are you doing it? Once you've identified your why, then you start to make SMART goals. So somebody alluded earlier to SMART. So let's go through that litmus test, that checklist to see how SMART is your goal. So first of all, SMART, is it specific? So for those people that said yes, is your goal specific? When I say specific, let's use something that everybody's familiar with. So I'm going to use two examples. One is weight loss and one is starting a business. So specific, general, what I find is that a lot of people do general. When I'm coaching people through, I find that a lot of people do what you call general goals. A general goal could be with regards to weight loss. I want to lose weight. that is very, very general. And without being very clear, or if your goal is is very ambiguous, what happens is that we become less laser focused about it. And in order to achieve our goals, we need to be very laser focused. So specific could be, I want to lose 25 pounds by a certain date. That becomes so much more specific. I want to lose 25 pounds by December. So I have from January to December to lose 25 pounds. Now that is specific. If you want to get much more specific about your goals so that you're really honing in and becoming very laser focused, I'll read for you the sample I have. And like I said, I've posted that on the website is, I want to lose a total of 25 pounds by December 2015 with a target of losing 3 pounds per month, changing my eating plan and working out regularly. So that becomes really laser focused. You hone in very specifically in terms of how you want to achieve your goals. Or maybe you're thinking about starting a business. You could say, this year, 2017, I want to start my business. That's awesome. You want to start your business in 2017. Awesome. But that doesn't really say anything. But what if you went in a little bit more specific and you said, I want to start a business in the area of web design, designing websites. Now that is very, very specific in terms of what you want to do. So now you think you get more focused in terms of what you need to do. And then maybe you might say, I want to start a business, with web, providing web design services by May 2017. Now you're honing in. You have a target towards which you're driving in terms of helping you achieve your goals. And then you could even get more specific. Not only do you want to start that business, you want to start a business that provides web design services. You want to start it by May 2015. And you also now say, I want to earn $1,000 from this side business I'm starting each month, starting from the month of April. Maybe 500 in June, and slowly it rises to, by the end of December, you're earning 1,000 a month. That is how you build your business in terms of what it is you want to do. So that's what specific looks like. Then you go to measurable. So we've talked a little bit about that. Can you measure it? Is it attainable? So I encourage everybody, set stretch goals. Stretch yourself as far as you can in terms of achieving your goals. But the question you need to ask yourself is it attainable? Is it reasonable? Am I able to achieve it? You know what? I wrote a book on mindset. So I'm a big believer in if you can dream it, you can do it. But I'm also a believer in us being realistic about what is. And when I say realistic, is it attainable? Is it within your control? So sometimes when we set goals, they have to be within our control. You can't set a goal that involves another person, expecting somebody else to do it for you. What is within your control that you can do it? We've been talking about weight loss. You can't what makes it attainable? You cannot set a goal and say, I want to lose, this 2017 is the year. 2017 is the year I lose all the weight. So I'm going to lose 10 pounds a month. When in the previous years, you've struggled to even lose 1 pound a month. So setting a goal for yourself to lose 10 pounds a month because you've seen people there go on TV, or you've watched The Biggest Loser, and in The Biggest Loser, they lost 100 pounds in 6 months. You're not focused. You're not on The Biggest Loser. You're not, spending 24/7 with a private chef catering to your needs. So that would be a little bit more difficult for you. So you have to look at your immediate surroundings. You have to look at yourself. So comes back to what we said at the beginning, is having self-awareness. So if you've done a little bit of reflection, you know yourself, you understand yourself, you're more aware of yourself, so you know the things that would help you drive towards achieving your goals. So that also, so when you look at your goals, you say, is it really achievable? Can I really make this happen? Do I have the resources I need to make it happen? I remember somebody saying to me that, oh, they were going to start their business, they were ready, you know, it's this year, it's the year, all they need is the money. And as soon as they have the money, they're going to start their business. It's just finding the money. And I said, okay, so you have your business plan ready? They said, no, it doesn't really matter. I can get that one ready anytime. I said, okay, how much is it that you need to start this business? They said, oh, it doesn't really matter. When the person comes, I will know. But what if I was talking to the person right now? What if I was the person that wanted to invest in their business and get it started? I don't know how much they need, because they don't know how much they need. They don't know anything about this business it is they want to start. So to even say that you're starting a business this year and you haven't even done your business plan, or you don't have it as part of your action steps to do, that's key. So ensure it's attainable. So we've talked about specific, measurable, attainable, time frame and time. So time is really, really important. We've spoken about time already. Is in when are you achieving it by? How are you going about it? Very, very key. Put some timelines to it. Don't leave it to be open-ended. You know, so that's so specific, measurable, attainable. Okay, realistic. We spoke about it. Is it realistic? You know, very similar to attainable. We've spoken about that. I'm just moving it a little bit to make sure I'm on the points. And time frame. And then what actions are you going to take towards those goals? What are the steps that you're going to take? So you say that, for instance, I'm using a general one that a lot of people are familiar with, and I'm just traveling with the same example. So take, for instance, business. We've just spoken about business. I want to start a business. What are the actions that you will take in order to enable you start that business? You have to list them out now so that you can start planning towards it. So if you're starting a business, have you done research to start that business? If you plan to start a business, have you are you talking and speaking with people that are in the same line of business as you? If you're planning on starting a business, when do you plan on writing your business plan? If you're planning on starting a business, how much have you put aside? So you need to have a list of actions that you will be taking in order to be able to help you achieve those goals. Exactly. Smart. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Kim. That's what we're going through. SMART. And, you know, and the actions that we will take, we have to have corresponding actions. If we say that we want to lose weight, what are we going to do about it? What are the actions we're going to take? Are we going to join a gym? When are we going to join the gym by? They say the highest, you have so many people joining the gyms January, but they don't sustain it through the year. And why is the reason? It comes down to our motivation. We spoke about having a strong why at the beginning. Because unless we have a strong why in terms of why we're doing things, we start off all motivated. In the month of January, we're all motivated, ready to go. But because our why is not strong, because it sounds nice, you know, because I'd like to look like Kim Kardashian, or maybe because I want to look like Michelle Obama, that's why I want to lose weight. No, that's not going to be a strong why. You have to have that strong why that is driving whatever it is you want to do, be it your business, be it your career, be it around your family goals, because those are the things that are going to sustain you. In January, we all get excited about what it is that we want to do, but what happens in February? What happens in March? What happens by June? Are we still focused on those goals? It is the motivation, that's the driving force that will continue to push us and push us and push us towards what it is that we're doing. So we have to have all the actions that we need to take. we've reflected upon, if we've done the reflection and self-awareness at the beginning. So take, for instance, in my case, I found that one of the reasons that I struggled with achieving my goals, maybe even around maybe a project I wanted to start, was that I wasn't disciplined. So I found discipline to be the very key thing that, was the reason I struggled with sometimes achieving my goals. So what did I do this year? If I have my goals written out, timelined, what I will be doing each day from when I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, what I'm going to be doing at 5 o'clock in the morning, where I should be by 7 o'clock in the morning, and what I should be doing by 6 o'clock in the morning. It seems very detailed, very scheduled, but guess what? I also even have 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock for exhale. I call it exhale because that's when I can watch TV. That's when I can chill out. That's when I can talk to whoever I want to. That's when I can do anything. But I found that one of the key success factors when I've achieved my goals in the past is having a disciplined schedule in terms of knowing what I need to do at each point in time. If not, if I wake up this morning, if it's optional for me whether I need to exercise or not, then it becomes optional for me whether I lose the weight or not. If I have this business I'm doing, if it's optional for me whether I write my business plan or not, then it becomes optional in terms of what I need to do. It becomes, if an opportunity comes along like a networking event that could be very beneficial to me starting my business, because it's optional and it's not very clear to me why I'm doing it, I can feel very tired that morning or in the evening, when I get back home and I'm saying, oh, I'm not going to go for that. The amount of opportunities that have come out for me as a business owner when I go to networking events, it's invaluable. But guess what? I'm also very lazy about attending networking events. If I've gone to 3 events today and I have the 4th event to attend, I get a little bit tired. But if I'm very clear in terms of the benefits that I will get from attending that event, no matter how lazy I'm feeling, I go for it. I woke up this morning, it's the 2nd of January, and all I felt like doing was just chilling in bed. After all, it's still the new year and we're all in that holiday mode and spirit. But I realized, what are my goals for today? Also, even with this live chat I'm having, I've been wanting to have this live chat for the last 6 months. But it's just something that I haven't gotten around to doing because it's not just me. But I had to take a step back and say, how do I connect with the people that I care about? How do I share my passion, which is, help supporting people to help them achieve their dreams and their goals? This is one of the means that I can do it. So even though I wasn't in the mood at that time, I scheduled the call. I scheduled it. I put the event out. Believe me, by this morning, I was saying to myself, oh gosh, why did I do this? Why did I set this event up? But guess what? By the time, it was getting to like 1 hour to go, I was so excited to be getting on my first live chat, Facebook live chat. It's my first anything. I've not even done Periscope. I've not done the Instagram live video. So this is my really first debut into live, so I'm really, really enjoying it. So you guys send comments, I'm all ready to answer comments, so send it. So we have to have detailed actions that are corresponding to our goals and that we need to do. Another thing too, it's that it has to be, we talked about timelines, but I also want to take it further. So for every goal we have to have milestones. What are the milestones for which we're going to check in on our goals? What are some of those milestones you have? If you want to start a business, what are the key milestones? So maybe do you have milestones around when you will do your research by, when you will write your business plan by, when you would have your website ready by, when you'd have your business cards ready by. And all those things can be done very quickly, but you have 12 months. In that 12 months, make sure you have a milestone each month that you're targeting towards. If it's about your career, maybe your first milestone this month would be, identify people that I can speak to in the field or in the area that I want to go to. That could be your first milestone, to have identified these people. Your second milestone could be, when you want to have set up meetings with them to speak with them. That could be another way to go about it. Your third milestone could be when you have to have updated your resume by and posted it on job sites. So have milestones for each of the goals that you want to achieve. Have milestones that you can measure towards in terms of how you're going to go about achieving those goals. What you don't measure, you can't determine if it's progressing or not. So it's really, really important that you have those milestones that you always check in to see, are you ahead or are you behind? So those are some of the things that I want to focus on. So for those people who says they have their goals written out, I really want you to come back to me now and tell me, is it SMART? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it attainable? Is it realistic? Is it time frame? Do you have milestones for it? Have you planned out your goals? Have you planned out your goals in saying that what you're going to do each month after each month? Have you listed out all the actions that you're going to take towards achieving those goals? Those are very, very, very key. So for every goal you have to have it. Not only is it SMART, they have to have corresponding actions that you will take, and you have to be detailed in saying how frequently, what are you going to do every day to help you achieve those goals. That's laser focused. What are you going to do each day? What are the actions you're going to take daily to achieve those goals? What are the milestones that you're going to drive towards in order to help you to measure your progress? Very, very key. Another thing that I want to talk about that was really helpful for me, I think in the year that I was most successful in terms of what I was doing when it came to my goals, was accountability. And I did say bring a friend for this event. And I meant it because I found accountability is very, very key in terms of driving us towards what it is we want. I remember talking to somebody about accountability and they said, oh, I don't like the pressure. They don't like the pressure to achieve their goals. If you don't like the pressure to achieve your goals, how important is that goal towards you? If you've not been successful in the past in terms of achieving those goals, if you're not a self-motivated person, some people are very self-motivated. They don't need anybody to check in on them, ask them questions. They don't need anybody pushing them. That's all well and fine. But most times, when we have somebody to answer towards, then it pushes us that little step further. So I have a group with a few friends, and I know a couple of them probably are on here, so I will share an open secret with all of them now. So this group is about health. It's health related. So we drive, it's a small bunch of us friends. So we drive towards weight loss or health related goals. And I'm very active on the group in terms of, day 1, what have we done? Day 2, what have we done? Day 3, what have we done? Sometimes I wake up in the morning and guys, I really don't want to post anything. I don't want to do any exercise. But because I know that I have a group out there that I'm responsible and accountable to, I have a group that I'm committed towards, I wake up each morning and I get out there and do what I need to do because I don't want to disappoint anybody. When I had an accountability partner, 2 years ago, I had an accountability partner that really drove me towards things like completing my book, having it done, publishing, the 3 books I had to do, because every time I checked in with my accountability partner, I had to tell them what I had done. And if I hadn't done it, I had to say why I hadn't done it. This year, I have a new accountability partner. And because of my accountability partner, I had my goals ready for 2017 as far back as December 10th, because we had to do a presentation. I thought I was a little bit over the top, but my accountability partner was more over the top than me when she said, let's do a WebEx and present our goals to each other. I was like, present our goals to each other. So I had to do a PowerPoint presentation for my goals. But it was easy for me to do that, my PowerPoint presentation, because in the template that I share on the website, I carry my goals over each year and change them up. So once you've built a strong template, or around your vision, you only have to do your vision once and your mission statement, because really our vision and our mission in life doesn't really change. But once you've been able to do that the first time around, so in my presentation, I have sections which are I started this habit in 2014. So from 2014 to 2015 to 2016 and now 2017, I have my goals listed out, from my vision to my goal statements to my why am I doing it for myself this year, making it very smart, very specific, to the actions that I'm going to take regularly. So be it my financial goals. So I have goals around living a financially independent life. So what am I going to do around being able to live a financially independent life in 10 years? What am I going to invest in? What, is it stocks? Is it property? Is it bonds? What am I going to do? What products can I build? What additional services can I create that will help me to be able to live a financially independent life? I have those things listed out. So all of those things. So having an accountability partner, when we meet each other weekly, or you could meet your accountability partner bi-weekly, or it could be monthly, you have to set the time. When you meet with them, you now say, how far, right? Because I have milestones, which I've already stated that I would have completed things by a certain time, I have to report to my accountability partner and tell them if I've done it or not. And guess what? I can't BS my accountability partner, because if I'm BSing that person and coming up with excuses why I haven't done it, the excuse is on me. The joke is on me. It means I'm not serious about it. But knowing that I have an accountability partner makes me the more focused to be able, that I'm answerable to somebody, because we're all adults. So it's easy to wake up in the morning and say, not today, tomorrow. Procrastination is one of the biggest reasons why we do not achieve our goals, because we procrastinate day in, day out. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start on Monday. I'll start next month. We keep on pushing it. In the accountability group that we have, around our weight loss goals and our health related goals, because it's not just weight loss. In that group, we started a challenge right bang before Christmas. Literally before Christmas, a week before Christmas, we started our challenge. And somebody asked the question, why don't we wait until after Christmas in the new year to start? And the response we had was, because life doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop until after the new year for us to meet our goals. So remember the schedule I told you about, knowing what I'm doing each hour every day? Sounds like over the top. But I actually started to put that new schedule into practice last week. I started to give it a test run so that I can hit the ground running. So even New Year's Day, today, I was waking up at 4:30. I wasn't saying, it's New Year, it's Christmas, because life doesn't wait for holidays. Life doesn't recognize we have holidays. Life goes on. I achieved one of my biggest milestones for 2017 during Christmas break. I had a business meeting on the Wednesday. I had the opportunity to speak to somebody, and I immediately said to them, and I see somebody here on the call that has been very inspiring to me on this chat, and that's Rose. So Rose always encourages me, and she said, Yvonne, go for it. Stop waiting and asking for permission. Go after it. So I was speaking to this gentleman, and and I said to him, I immediately said to him, "Can we meet?" And then he said, "Sure, we can meet." And this was on Friday, the weekend before Christmas. So he said, "Yes, we can meet." The first thing we all think about is, let's meet in the new year, right? We're going into Christmas, it's the holidays. But I said to him, "Can we meet next week?" So Wednesday, right after Christmas, I met with this person. By Friday, we were signing the deal on the dotted line. So a goal that I could have put off because it was Christmas and New Year, I did it, and I made it in 2016, because life doesn't wait for anybody. If we keep on procrastinating and waiting for the right time in order to achieve our goals, there will never be a right time. There will never be. And I'm not saying that our lives should be around our goals, but if it's important to us, we will plan accordingly in a way corresponding in terms of how it matters to us in order to help us achieve what it is that we want. So it's about going after it. It's about avoiding procrastination. It's about doing what it is that we need to do in order to achieve our goals. And guess what? When it's not working, we go back to the table, we revisit those goals, and we ask ourselves, why? Why isn't it working? We change things up and we keep on going. If there's one thing that I want to leave with us today in terms of what's going to be key to us achieving our goals, is being obsessive about it. I say obsessive about it because unless we're knee in deep, unless it's that waking thoughts and that drives us, life is going to take over. So my goal for my goals this year is to get obsessive about my goals. Because when I make my goals front and center, that's when I see the results that I want. One of the things that we say is, there's this familiar phrase that everybody says, and I challenge you to knock that phrase out of your diary or out of your vocabulary or out of how we think. Is when we need to do something and we say, "I've only got one life to live, let me enjoy it." You become so focused on, "Oh, I have one life to live, I can't come and die now," you understand, and be focused about achieving my goals. We want to take a break from achieving our goals. But once we take a break from achieving our goals, like I said earlier, life continues to happen and doesn't hold back for us. But one of the things that I also want to encourage us to do is to pace ourselves. So remember I said earlier, attainable. So I'm not saying go out there and set unrealistic goals for yourself and become so obsessive that you don't have a life. The reason I started doing my own business is because I found out that I wanted the flexibility in doing what I want to do at any given point in time. So that was my why. I wanted flexibility in my life. But when I found out that I no longer have flexibility and my business was driving me and not me driving my business, I took a step back. I said, no, that's not what it's about. That wasn't why I started this business in the first place. So I had to go back and restructure things so that it aligns back with my vision and my purpose and my goals. So it's not my business driving me, but me driving my business. Again, that's why it's important that we have our strong whys. We're very clear in terms of our vision, in terms of what we're doing, so that we can continue to drive towards those things that we need to do. If you have any questions, ask those questions, because I'm getting to the section where I'll be more than happy to, answer any questions you have, and go through anything that we feel is key. So if there's something that you're struggling with, something that you're trying to achieve and you've been struggling with year after year, ask that question. I know we've spoken about procrastination, we've spoken about vision board. I've tried to bring in accountability in terms of what role it plays. So if there's any question you have, please feel free to ask the question. I did promise that I was going to share templates with you. So I shared some sample templates in terms of how I set my goals. It's on my on my Facebook business page. So if you go there, you see snapshots of what I call my good to great mindset planner. So that's something that is usually free that I give to those people who have purchased my book. They usually get that, free. It also has a monthly planner that you can use. So one of the things that I will encourage you to do, a must have for 2017 that a lot of you have already, or some of the must haves, is one is your goals clearly stated. Another thing is your planner, because you have to write it. Write it. Have a schedule. Have a to-do list. What are you doing each day? Have it. I just got distracted because someone said, is there a recording? Yes, there's a recording. So the recording will be there afterward. So a must have that I'm actually posting on my Instagram page today, later on today, is a must have for 2017 if you want to be successful, is a planner. Make sure you have a planner, a diary, somewhere where each morning when you wake up, you say, this is what I'm doing, or the night before you go to bed, you list out, what am I going to do tomorrow? A planner where you can put in your ideas. When you get those ideas, you're not going to remember them. Write it down. Make sure you have a planner. Another must have for 2017 is an accountability partner, or belong to an accountability group, people that keep you honest, people that care about you, people that want you to succeed. That is a must for 2017. Another must have for 2017 is the right mindset. Mindset is key. Mindset is the a straw that breaks a camel's back. A mindset that is focused, that it's obsessive about achieving these goals, that you will say, like where I come from, they say, do or die, I am going to achieve these goals. So that is very, very key. Somebody just asked a question, do you recommend an electronic planner? I have an electronic planner. But quite honestly, having my book, because I don't want to be with my phone every now and then, is something that also works for me. So somebody just said they're trying MS OneNote. I use OneNote actually. So, but what I use for OneNote is that I write all of my ideas that I have on the fly, content that I'm posting, maybe about my books that I'm writing, things about building my business. I put that in OneNote. And why I love OneNote is that whether I'm on my iPhone, whether I'm on my laptop, wherever I am, I can access those notes at any time. So OneNote is really good. But I find having my little planner that I work around with each day really helps me. There's something I like about writing my to-do list and ticking it off. This, canceling it out, done. I find for me that my electronic planner, or, when I plan things out, I easily dismiss it. I'll come back to it. And it just disappears. But the things that we do physically make a difference. When I wake up in the morning and I stare at my mirror with my affirmations, so in my planner, in my phone, I have something that says, say affirmations every morning. But when I get in front of my bathroom mirror where I have written out my affirmations, I remember that more than my planner, because it's right there in front of me. I carry my planner with me. It's right in front of me when I'm doing my work each day. So next to my laptop, I have my planner and I'm ticking it as I'm going along to do. I'm writing, an idea comes to me, I flip it over to the next page. When I have my meeting tomorrow, I have to remember to talk about this. So for me, writing it out manually is more beneficial, but doesn't mean I don't use electronic devices and things like that help, because they're really, really, really helpful. And So a planner is a must, whichever way it is that we want to do it. It's really, really key that we do it. So those are some of the things. So I got sidetracked there telling you about the must-haves because I was talking about the planner that comes free with the book. So you can go get that. Another thing that I'm giving away free, I had this. It's free for now because actually I'm planning on turning it into a little small ebook. So by sometime in the next month, it's going to go away. It's not long. It's not going to be free anymore. I've posted it on my page. If you scroll through the page, you will see it. It's 4 weeks to achieve your goals. So again, that talks about how self-awareness. It talks about your vision. It talks about writing out your goals, smart goals, and it has some templates that you can work with. So if you click on it, you can download it. That's absolutely free. You don't need to buy my book to get that. So that's another thing you can get. But if you want what I walk through, like the sample templates around the good to great, that's separate as well. You can also get that. And right now, bang in the middle of doing a 21-day challenge. Some people would have been on that in the past. So it's really about sharing tips for the next 21 days, tips and strategies and steps that are going to be very critical for us to create the right foundation, a strong foundation that will kick us off for 2017. So, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Instagram is easier because Facebook, sometimes you post the content, you don't see it. So except you really go into Facebook and say, set an alert there that, to make sure you get alerted about anything that is posted, you can do that. But follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and you'll be able to get those tips that I'm sharing for the next 21 days. So I know I have gone a little bit over time. Oh my gosh, nearly an hour. I can't believe it. Yeah, I was going to talk for 30 minutes, but I got so passionate about this. And guys, that's what I'm really about. I'm passionate about what I do in terms of, helping people achieve their goals and, transition through change and what it is they do. I know I didn't talk about myself at the beginning. I see myself as a change motivator. I'm passionate about change leadership. I'm a change consultant as well. So I'm all things change, helping people transition through change in order to be able to achieve their goals, whether their goals as a homemaker, their goals in the workplace, starting their business, but helping them transition through change. I don't know that I can scroll through the questions, but I think I've answered all the questions. So I'm scrolling through it and some of the comments there. So I see you, Tamisha, thank you, Benor, Falaket T. I answered the questions about, accountability. I see that. And the ones on the electronic planner. So we're really 1 hour into it. So I've really taken you guys time, and this is going to be posted. So if you have any questions, please send it. I can listen to it later. I see somebody saying hello, Suki saying hello. Hi, Suki. Okay, so I see a question. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought I lost the question. Okay, so I'm struggling with a lot of patience to do one thing at a time. Any thoughts? So I'm a little bit like that, Rose. I'm doing one thing, and then I get distracted by some other thing, and then I lose, I get distracted and I just lose my train of thought. I just want to get it. So the first thing is that you've already identified that the issue is patience. And that's the biggest win for you. In identifying what the issue is, being that, you're struggling with having a lot of patience to do one thing at a time. So with me, what I have done is, at the beginning, I talked about having 4 key goals that I'm focused on. There are loads of great ideas out there. There are loads of things that we see and we want to do. But in order to keep you laser focused on what it is you need to do, is first of all, you need to find your niche. You need to find your purpose. You need to find your focus. And I hope I'm answering this question well, because I'm assuming that you're not talking about little things you're doing each day, but big things in terms of ideas coming to you, type of thing. But once you're very clear about what it is that you want with life and what your purpose is, once you find your niche. So with me, I get a lot of people come to me as a business person. Oh, let's collaborate on this idea. Oh, let's do this. Or somebody comes with what seems like a good idea, because there's always somebody that is going to come with a good idea. But because I'm very clear about what it is that I'm trying to achieve, because at the beginning of the year, I have set out what my key focus areas are. And not only do I write on my mirror, I actually have a chalkboard that I write on. And on there, it has what are the key areas that I'm focusing on? What are the 4 areas that I'm focusing on, so that I don't get distracted? So when we talk about big win items in terms of overall goals for the year, I have all of them tied back to my vision and my purpose and my mission statement for life and why I'm doing that, so that when an opportunity that seems good comes along, I don't get distracted. And one of the things that I say to my clients around goals is, it's like chasing rabbits. How many rabbits can you catch at a time? If you're chasing rabbits, how many can you? It's difficult, because you're going in all directions. So the fewer rabbits you have to focus on catching, so the fewer goals you have to focus on, it's easier to win. So you might not, I'm not saying one, but pick 3 things or 4 things that you really want to focus on. And then when things, and see through. See those things through. Just see through. It takes building that patience to be able to see some things through, especially when it's not happening, you're not seeing results. You've been going after that sale one after the other, but you're not seeing any results, but you keep pushing through it. You're going to the gym every day, going for a run each day, you're not seeing results, but you keep pushing through it. Patience is, they said it to us, patience is a virtue. So I don't know if I've answered your question. I know I've gone on and on about it, but I wasn't too sure if I wasn't too clear on the question. So please let me know if I've answered it, Rose, or maybe it could be a bit more specific. So there's one here that says, how much time should one spend on coming up with their timelines and milestones? 1 day, 1 week. I actually spent a day, less than a day, coming up with mine. And the reason is because 4 years ago, I took the time to really come up with a full template of my goals and why I'm doing it and my action steps. So each year it becomes easier to just carry it over, take out what I'm not interested in, determine what it is I do. And if you're very self-aware and you've been able to do a lot of reflection, so if you know yourself, you will know some of the things that work for you. So having a clear idea of what your schedule is like already, like how did I spend my time in 2016? How did I spend my time waking up in the morning? When I woke up, what did I do? What were the things I struggled with? So I would say an hour to a day, it's something that it shouldn't take more than an hour to a day to come up with it, quite honestly. Okay, this is so Augustine says about focusing on key areas one at a time, but, and this is nothing against the guys that are on the call, but like I say, we're good at multitasking. So if you have 3 goals you can focus on in a year, 4 goals, go for it. Because you might have different goal areas. You might have your business goals, you might have your financial goals, you might have your spiritual goals, family and relationship related goals, well-being, health related goals. So you can choose to say maybe you have a goal in each one of those areas. And for me, within my business, I have chosen to have only 2, 3 goals within my business, which, I wake up every morning. So, and also you have to differentiate between what a goal is and an objective. So you might have a goal to build your business, but you might have multiple objectives around building your business. So take for me, I have one major goal around building my business to be financially viable. But within that, I have, tasks and actions and objectives around my speaking career, around blogging, because blogging is an objective that helps me meet my business objectives, around writing my books. So those are all what I see as channels towards building my business, or maybe the conference I'm holding, because I have a conference I'm holding later this year. So all those fall under the business goals. So it's very important that we differentiate an objective from a goal, in order to, it all comes down to clarity. You have your goal, which might be around building your business, but you have different objectives. Like I just stated, for myself, my speaking career falls under my business, building my business. My books fall under building my business. My coaching or the conference I'm doing, they all fall under my business. So those are all activities that lead to me building my business. But the way I choose which activity I'll do or not is, does it help me achieve my business building goal? Is it in line with my vision and my purpose around my business? Why am I doing it? Okay, so I think we've more than run out of time. Feel free to reach out. It's been awesome. Yay! I had my first Facebook live chat. Thanks, everybody. So thank you, everybody, for joining my live Facebook chat. One of the things I plan to do this year, and I'm holding myself accountable to everybody, is to have more regular Facebook events that I do. Just have more live chats like this. So I will have another one, probably a check-in in the month of February. At the most, I hope to have more before then, but hold me accountable to February. So at least by February, I'll have a check-in on how we're progressing with our goals. And thank you, everybody, for joining. Don't forget, you could go download the templates. I've posted the links. I scheduled the links. I scheduled it. So if you're thinking, how did it get posted while she was talking? I scheduled them to post while I was talking. So you could go download the templates, get it, and leave comments and share the video with your friends. So it's going to be uploaded afterwards. So share it, share it, share it. I'm so passionate about helping people achieve their goals. I love you guys. Thank you so, so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you.